what's going on, Internet? I am Josh from AR15.com. You probably recognize my face. You've probably seen his more. I was walking down on the show, and I actually tried to pin him down for a conversation, and he called my bluff, and he sat down with me. So now I have you captive for the audience.
Yeah.
And I had a lot of questions. Like, personally, it's really rare on the bottom end of things that we get to ask people that are namesakes of companies. Like, you don't get to go stop by the Wesson family and say, what's it like for you? Like, I carry a gun every day, and I understand what's going on politically with stuff that's going on, but I think it's really fascinating, A, that you took the time to sit down, which I think is really cool, but B, that like you were willing to answer the questions on camera.
Sure.
Like, I was like, I have a camera crew, I have a mic, would you answer questions? And he said, you know what, sure, yeah, why not? So anyways, I'm gonna bring you guys with us, and we're gonna ask some questions from Pete Brownell.
Yeah, good.
I had a lot of, it was really, this is day 2 of SHOT Show for me.
Yeah.
I'm a good, 800 milligrams of caffeine in and 4 hours of sleep in. But a lot of people have been pretty optimistic about this year in the past years, but there was a lot of struggles to go and overcome that stuff.
Yeah.
For us, it's finding ammo or finding time to go to the range. For you, like, what are struggles that you have at y'all's end as far as logistically as a company in the industry, especially given kind of the nonsense that's been going on in the past 4 years?
So yeah,
What's it
I
like
mean,
for y'all?
it's been the last couple of years have been just crazy, and it's really the supply chain's been narrowed into just a few products.
Oh sure, yeah.
Right. So you're just running 9mm 223.
Yeah.
There's conflicts out there that soaks up a lot of production as well. So now that it was really hard to find, 12 gauge shotgun, really hard to find 30-06, all that.
Anybody.
Right.
Yeah, I couldn't find a manufacturer that wasn't saying we can't find bar stock.
Exactly. That's the kind of stuff that's going on.
Yeah.
Now that whole panic pressure is off, the supply chain says now we got to start to rebuild our stocks in other calibers. Well, that's the factory side.
Sure.
We got stacks of ammo,
Sure.
which is dollars, sitting in categories that are
Surplus is nothing but good deals for me on the
right,
holidays, so I'm good with it.
Well, what happens there is all that cash is sitting on the shelf in 9mm, and we've got to move it out so we can go then buy the other stuff.
Sure.
The customers.
You want 300 blackout, you want 6.8, you want all this other kind of stuff.
So it's really kind of just rationalizing or saying, here's the SKUs that really count.
Yeah.
And here's the SKUs where we had overstock. What was an A yesterday, a high moving thing yesterday, is now not.
Yeah.
And that margin that you were getting is now you're at a fire sale.
Sure.
So you're going, oh my God, I got to get rid of that.
Yeah.
And rationalize that, and then buy the other stuff. So we're trying to just rebalance the inventory in the warehouse, and it's a big warehouse, so there's a lot of rebalancing going on.
Yeah, I got an opportunity a few months ago that I actually got to walk it, and I thought about that. Like, a lot of people will go to Amazon and think that there's just robots going and grabbing stuff and doing stuff. I was shocked. I was like, there's people here.
There's a lot of stuff.
That's wild.
Yeah, a lot of things
there was
moving
a lot
around.
going on.
So it's just, and you have a workforce that when you start to move things around at that level, they get fatigued.
Yeah.
And we got to give them breaks. It's Christmas time. We
experience here a lot that we have a lot of burnout. We get a lot of demand for content, and I feel bad that we'll have people that'll come out with new stuff. Like everybody, I was just at a different booth where they're like, literally, we launch a product a week. And I was like, I love you for that, and I'm very excited to cover that, but I also have 18 other manufacturers that I'm trying to feed that mouth.
Right.
The scope of the work that you can accomplish with what's a normal workforce, like for us, we're like maybe a team of 6 there at ARFCOM between emails and video people and Andrew or whatever. Is that the same for y'all where when there's a big purge, you gotta imagine like 2020 was huge. It was a fire sale, you couldn't keep anything on stock, so you purchased for that. How does that transition? I noticed that we felt that we were like, man, if I don't buy something when the email drops, it's not there. Like, how do y'all combat that? And do you have what's your outlook moving forward past now another election season? How's that looking, and what's your outlook on that?
Right, so we're rationalizing the SKUs in the warehouse, and that has a lot of reshuffling of things inside that box that's a couple 100,000 square feet.
Yeah.
With that, you've got to also start to sell again. It was order taking before. Now we have to get the systems in place and the thinking in place to say, what do the customers really want? It's great that you guys are giving feedback. We do read it. We do take it seriously, and we modify. Why don't you have this widget in stock? Or it'd be great if you had brought this back.
Yeah.
Well, it'd be great if I could say, all right, we got it. Let's go just go pick it off the shelf.
Magic Genie, now it exists. Yeah.
There's a supply chain development as well. Remember that supply chain was all deep. Really deep in certain high volume SKUs. Now they're broad, and they've got to get their production up.
Sure.
So we're really within that recovery year was last year, and there's a lot of stumbles in there that we had. Yeah. And this is an execution year.
Oh, that's awesome.
So yeah, we're sitting pretty darn good to really just execute and refocus.
Would you say, and I would hope you guys do represent a relatively large piece of those logistics, as far as the industry is concerned, and saying, hey, this is the push that we feel like making strategically, whether it's we're going to support hunting action rifles, or we're going to go support ARs, or we're going to support Chicago. So would you say it's like a positive outlook that we believe we're going to be able to deliver what people are asking for in the comment section?
Yeah.
Or people are going to go do
Well,
that?
I want everybody to hear this. We're staying focused on being that supply house to help fix, repair, and replace some of the parts you have in your firearm.
Sure.
Give you the education, give you the tools, give you the knowledge and the confidence more than anything else.
Yeah.
To take care, make sure your firearms work. So we're the place, we're that one-stop shop that helps all firearms run well.
Very, very cool.
Yeah.
I noticed a big thing, and we were at actually Strike Industries had a really cool, they were helping out with FPC. They literally had a co-branded booth. And I've seen that there's a lot of other companies at this level that it's not just like on Instagram. It's like, hey, like, what do you need, or what can you do? Do you guys do anything? I don't know if I'm putting you on the spot.
No,
but what are you guys doing to kind of try to support the actual advocacy side of things?
So yeah, Firearms Policy Coalition's fantastic.
Yeah.
GOA really stepped up. Yep, shout out there. They've really stepped up. Bringing the legislation and the lawsuits are really using all the branches well. And we do Second Amendment Day, February 22nd.
Yeah.
And those dollars, we pick the two national organizations that really make sure their individual rights are defended. And now that in the face of Bruin, we feel like we have some authority to come and hold these states and these cities accountable. And there's a couple of groups that have stepped in that breach that was left and are now holding those states and those AGs accountable. And that's who we support.
That's awesome.
And I would encourage everybody locally to support your local gun organization. We support Iowa Firearms Coalition. They've done a really good job. Yep, and that's our local one that we lean in behind. And we also, I'm on their board as well, we help other state associations find their way, because I think we've been very successful.
That's awesome.
In Iowa, and Guy Michael Ware is fantastic on helping everybody out there understand what it takes to be an effective advocate at your state level.
Sure, yeah.
And we're in full support of that. And so we help through them, help fund other states.
I think it's a lot, and people get very caught up on I call it the Instagram culture of guns are cool, and I like to have guns, but oftentimes we see imagery where it's a defense contract guy carrying a gun, or it's somebody in the military. But what I like about a lot of these homegrown areas is you're supporting like local gun ranges.
Yeah.
These are somebody defending their family, or this is again for me that I'm an EDC carrier or whatever. Like that's a very different type of approach. It doesn't look as cool on Instagram to be like, I help make sure that single moms can arm themselves, or I make sure that young people that don't have the infrastructure without gun shops, without local ranges, none of that stuff happens, and a lot of these state-based ones are a lot more homegrown.
Yeah, they are. My grandpa started, 38, 39. He said, show me a town without a gunsmith, I'll show you a town without guns.
Yeah.
Translate that in today's world, when you don't have that advocacy group at each town, you don't have firearms or a healthy opinion of firearms in that town, or a healthy experience with that.
Yeah, I was going to say there's the other side of that.
Yeah,
sure.
We help promote shooting shooting sports.
Something I'm terrible at.
Right?
Yeah,
well, that is the fastest growing sport out there right now.
No way.
Yeah, and it's becoming much larger in each state, in each city, than the football teams. I'm telling you, I have gotten smoked by some young girls out there that are.
I've been smoked in a rifle school class by a 10-year-old. Sure, it's happened.
So it really flattens a curve. It brings a whole bunch of people into a sense of accomplishment, a sense of responsibility that is taught, and a real good sense of safety.
Well, I think it encourages people to start to realize that there's the cool factor to firearms that you get from stuff like Call of Duty or whatever, but actual firearm ownership and like actually understanding again the legislative side of stuff. And it's like, hey, this can be taken away from you if you don't do anything about it.
Well,
if you don't get involved and if you're not part of the culture.
Yeah, well, I think the sporting clays programs in schools and the STTP programs, that gets the whole family involved.
Yeah.
And when the whole family is involved, you have a community that's then involved.
Cool.
And then when that community is involved, you start to build a good, positive, safe culture about firearm use, and then the activities just kind of roll after that. So it's been fun.
I've been told Pete Brownell actually reads the comment section when he's in stuff, so he might actually say, if you think he needs to support other types of organizations or things like that, I know I'm probably going to get on my bot account and be like, yeah, totally do this. I want USPSA matches somewhere. I'll probably get in that stuff. Put it in the comment section below. I might argue with you just like I normally do in all of the videos that we have, but put it in there. I think it's cool that you're taking an earnest approach at trying to get feedback on what y'all as an organization can do, and I'd really like to see if there's more involvement. One, from getting a pipeline for feedback, ARFCOM's always been a really cool place in
Yeah,
the forums
it has
to
been.
give that feedback, but also that like you're actually wanting to sit down and listen to it, and that you'll take heed in a public forum, especially here. SHOT Show's the most public forum out there, and that you're willing to sit in a creepy, lonely hallway with me and talk to me. I appreciate it.
Good to talk to you. Let's hear from you guys.
Yeah, but if you guys want to see that, I'm sure you guys saw our SHOT Show footage and all the other stuff we have. Go check us out on AR15.com, and I guess go yell at Pete at Brownell's and go check them out on the
And
socials.
cheer us on too, right? We
Yeah,
get
go
some good
cheer us
stuff
on. We go get some stuff and go support their products. They're the people supporting our right to have the Second Amendment.